Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Bad
Now
Thank
let's
you.
start the show.
Thank you.
What's the deal with the NES? With the ground. So the NES Mini, I think that's what it's going to be called. God, I'm going to sound like a fuck ass if that's not what it's called. But I believe it's the NES Mini. It's that thing they're coming out with. Is this plug and play thing? It's coming out in November, I think, something like that. It's a plug and play NES that basically lets you plug it into your TV, and it just has 30 games loaded onto it. Most of these games are games that you probably know and will probably want to play. Things like Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Mega Man. I think there's a couple Mega Mans on there, like 2 and 3, I think, and there's Kirby and Metroid, and there's just a bunch of shit on there. Bunch of shit. For some reason, Contra's not on there. I don't know. The Super C is on there, but not Contra. That's weird. Why not Contra? That's the one everyone plays. It's one everyone knows. Also, Double Dragon 2's on there, but not the first. What? Anyways, there's some good games on there, and you look at this, and it's actually a good value. And I mean, there's people out there who are shitting on this, saying this is kind of a silly thing. And yes, if you actually own an NES and you have some physical games, this is not for you. This is not for collectors, really. This is more so for people that just want to play these games and don't necessarily care if it's the very original hardware. People who want to just take it and it's easy to use, you plug it in and you can play, and it's fucking cool, and it's great, and it's a good value when you think about it, because most of these games physical are probably going to shoot way up through the fucking roof. I mean, these are big name ones, and each of these are probably going to cost at least $15 for you to get, if not more, per game. And you get 30 of them. Now, on the, like, the cheapest I've seen them, I guess, is on, like, the eShop, for Nintendo's eShops. And each NES game is $5. So, much better value than that. You have more than, 12 games? You have more than that here. You have over twice that amount. And, I mean, you're bound to like some and not like others, but I think ultimately this is a really awesome thing, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be probably better functioning than trying to get an old fucking NES to work. And then trying to locate one, and then buying that, plus the games. It's going to be a better deal money-wise and stability-wise, depending on how well they actually make the thing. I guess I don't know how that will be, but time will tell on that one, I guess. But I think it's a nice thing to grab, especially considering, the price of consoles these days are pretty high, and that's a pretty good deal for basically getting what's like a console, and one of the greatest consoles. According to a lot of people, the best console of all time. That's a damn good deal for something like that. Also, the controllers, you can, like, unplug them. I guess they're, like, you can actually plug them in and unplug them. And you can use those to plug into, like, your Wii U, I guess, and use them on the virtual console there. So if there's NES games you have there you want to play, or just want to play them on that, you can do that too. I think that's really cool. That's a really cool extra feature. If you happen to have a Wii U, and, you want to get all these games at a better price than on there. I think it might work in the computer, too. I don't know if it's like a USB end or not, because I think there's USB ends or what plugs into the Wii U in those spots, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I think it's cool. What do you guys think the NES Mini? Do you think that's a cool idea? You gonna get one? Or do you think it sucks and you're not? That's all I had to ask. I don't know any other questions I could ask along with that, except, well, what's the best looking game on there, do you think? My vote, God, I really love The Legend of Zelda, but I think I might have to go with... It's between that and Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Bros. 3. Those two are very tough calls. Probably depends on the day, depends on my mood. But I love the shit out of both of those games. Can you guys pick a one? And, do you think this will spawn any others? I doubt there's going to be any others. But, if they did, which ones would you like to see similar to this? And what games do you think, or like, would you like to see on it? Would you think would be on it? That could be a fun discussion. Personally, I like to see an N64 Mini. Maybe a tad impractical, but it would be kind of nice because you'd have an N64 Mini, right? And then you would have, probably not as many games on it because size limits and whatnot. But you could have some pretty good ones that Nintendo already has rights to and stuff. You put Ocarina of Time on there, Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, they can do that. They own that. Majora's Mask, Paper Mario, Mario Kart, Super Smash, Mario Kart 64, Super Smash Bros, Star Fox 64. There's plenty of great games they could throw on there, make it well worth your while, especially considering those are like $10 on the eShop. Jeez. So that would be, I don't know, I think that would be a really fun one. They can't put my favorite game on it because they don't have rights for that, but I think that would be the one I'd like to see. Plus, think about it. Then if they have the same kind of support with the controllers, you could unplug the controllers and use them with your Wii U, and then you would have the proper controller for playing Nintendo 64 games. That would be genius. That would be genius. They'd probably have to set up an extra configuration mode on there so you could also use that, because they probably configure the controllers for the gamepad and shit. But I think that would be a great idea. I think it would work well for everyone involved that likes Nintendo 64. There's just probably not enough of us. So, that's the sad part of it. Leave your stuff in the comments. You better do it this time. Fucking serious.
What's the deal with Sam? What's the